Hello, welcome back to my midweek analysis. If it's your first time here, then this is just something I'm going to do regularly every week on a Wednesday or Tuesday, usually a Wednesday. Put out my analysis for the week thus far and how I expect the rest of the week to go and what my thoughts are on EU, right? So let's jump into it. As usual, I'm going to start here on the weekly. So since my last episode, you can see we finished the week clearly bullish, big massive bullish engulfing, and on the weekly there's no real, I would say, point of interest for me to point out. I think the next one is up here with all this buy side liquidity, which doesn't mean we're going to fly straight there before we turn back, but that's the next one I see. So there's not much to show except for that the previous week was supremely bullish, and you can see we made a new high. So following the red dots as usual, you can see that we've got high lows and high highs, and I'll drop down to the daily now to look into that a bit more. So here on the daily chart, let me move this around. Here on the daily chart you can see we continued bullish after Wednesday, and we ended the week with this doji candle, right? What's happened in this week is you can see we've got clear signs of deceleration. We've got, 3 doji candles in a row. One spiked into a historic daily imbalance here and, order block, right? So you can see that we spiked into that and rejected it and just closed out as a doji. There's 7 hours left until the close, but it looks like a fairly, take buy side, sell side day, close in the middle, which creates a doji, right? So we've got multiple days of deceleration at this top here after rejecting this daily imbalance and sweeping the previous weekly high that you can see I have there. So we've created this big bullish leg on the daily, and that may give us some sort of indication that we might pull back into more of a discount or back to the equilibrium, maybe somewhere around the middle here. No guarantees it's going to come back that far. Down to the 4 hour, more signs of deceleration / consolidation. Once we're on the 4 hour, there's many more candles, so it's more of a consolidation. We're stuck in this sideways box. The candles aren't closing outside of this area, as you can see, so it's quite indecisive. We're not trending, we're just consolidating, creating a range. So you have to be careful in that trading environment. I'm not good at trading in ranges. It's not good for my stats. You can see we've got these wicks here where price takes liquidity, heads the other way, wicks maybe, or just get stalls within it, and that's what we have so far. And you can see that more so again on the 4 hour, and we'll go down to the 1 hour. Before I leave the 4 hour, just to show you, of course, on the daily, this was a previous high, so this was buy side liquidity. So you can see we spiked into that previous 4 hour high as buy side liquidity and that daily imbalance. Down to the 1 hour, again the range is super obvious. I like to use the 1 hour for for some direction trading within those legs, and you can see for days now we've been having this poor price action, no directions being picked. So you're gonna want to wait for, or I am, if you trade like me, you're gonna want to wait for some direction. You're gonna wait to see the market come out and then maybe head back up to a point of interest, or it could go the other way. It could come down, take some liquidity, and then head up, and that's what we'll be looking for to get some trend, some direction, because the way this is building up, maybe you could see this as a buy side liquidity, and now it just needs to build this consolidation and take either side for it to get that liquidity and move in its trend, right? It does look like, and you would think, right, we're in this deep premium, we've just taken a whole loads of buy side liquidity, that it's going to come down, give more of a discount, right, come and fill some imbalances and then head up. but there's no predicting, so you just let the price action do its thing and show you. I'll jump down to the 15 minute just to keep these, just to keep us on a roll while we're here. You can see even on the intraday price action, it's been very hard to read. The only thing I saw this morning would have been, you know, this 15-minute order block that caused, you know, a breaker structure to the downside here. Then overnight it pulled up, it left a whole load of buy side liquidity here, and you could call this like a corrective pullback. And then once it met this order block, you see we got a big massive bearish reaction from that, and we closed beyond it, given a breaker structure again. However, we would have been looking for trades here to continue the short, right? But once it took this sell side liquidity and the hourly closed like this, just back within the range, it didn't give me any confidence to, you know, do a continuation during London from here. So maybe this was the only real opportunity with how I trade, to trade that liquidity, you know, take this buy side liquidity grab above Asia with this order block from previous day MY session, and you ride that to the previous daily lows. Right, that'd have been a nice trade, nice quick trade as well. Yeah, other than that, it's been doing this and, you know, making a new high and breaking down again, and New York, even with red folder news, has just gone sideways. So there's not much happening trading wise, so we're just going to discuss what we're seeing, and like I said, we're going to want to see some closes beyond these lows or above these highs to really give us some good direction. I want to see something impulsive, like I want to see something impulsive like this, but a pullback that isn't just as impulsive to cause confusion, right? So let's go over to DXY, and you can see, we'll go up to the 4 hour. You can see on DXY, even though it seems to have reversed, it left this low, created a higher low here, because you can see it didn't take out that liquidity. It's made this higher high above this wick here, didn't sweep it and cause a reaction to go lower, so I'll remove that there. But instead it's, you know, it's continued going higher. But if we go down to the hourly, you can see it's so corrective. You can see that there's no real impulsive move here. It's moving so slowly, it doesn't give me confidence that DXY is very bullish or knows where it wants to go. However, it is pulling back to more of a premium or an equilibrium, so you kind of still have to follow the trend. It's just very difficult trading conditions. On the daily, you can see we've closed out, or on our way to closing out today, as a bullish candle, but you know, it's just filling this imbalance. We don't know if it's actually going to close that way because there's loads of hours left. We've got this massive bearish impulse, right? And we're coming back very slowly, but it's shown deceleration at the lows. It's shown a lot of deceleration, but yeah, it's taking its time to pull back and give us any confidence to, you know, short EU for any decent amount of time. It actually left that previous weekly low and didn't sweep it, which was surprising, which I think would have given us more of an impulse. And yeah, that's how it looks for me on DXY. It's unclear. So even though we're trending upwards, when we go over to EU, it's not. It's building liquidity, it's consolidating. Consolidation isn't our enemy, but it's not optimal trading conditions for how I trade, right? It's creating liquidity and it will choose the side. I'm just being patient to wait for it. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and any questions or anything you want clarity on, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll see you next time.